Hail Mallrats, this is the OC Mallrat and welcome to OCM Hobbies. In this video, we will be doing an unboxing and slight review of the Bandai Namco Plannosaurus Triceratops plastic model kit. So, I believe correctly this is the first or the second Plannosaurus ever made. Let's see, number is number 2. It is the second Plannosaurus they have made. Copyright 2023 Bandai Spirit. So I didn't realize the Plannosaurus line was so new, considering it is this being recorded as planned recording 2025. Okay, so this is a Triceratops horridus, I believe correctly, and it's your typical Plannosaurus kit. Your Bandai Plannosaurus series allows you to construct either the skeleton of the dinosaur, or you can put the flesh and skin over the skeleton, and you can have a fleshy living Triceratops right there. Hey. Of course, I tend to build both. You need a little bit of modeling skills, but just a little bit and you will be able to build both a living dinosaur and a skeleton, which doubles the value of the kit. But I will show you eventually how to do that in my other videos. But for now, we're just doing an unboxing and review of this kit. So let's open it up. This is actually I've finished one before. Let me go grab them actually. Okay, so this kit. So this kit builds the skeleton. I probably will have this in for a video showcasing this in future. So this is the skeleton that this guy builds. This kit builds. I've already painted it and sealed it in. This is the base that comes with this, but I have used basing materials. Oh wow, that's a little damaged, but that's easy to give it some sort of a base type. I don't think I actually glued this together, so this is still posable, but it is painted in museum brown, which is how dinosaur bones look when they are displayed in a museum. So there's that kit, and here is actually the Triceratops body. The tail's actually loose, but I've already. This is not complete yet, not painted or anything. Just stuck together using plastic glue, and then you can see I filled in the gaps with putty. Of course, it looks a little slapdash haphazard right now, but once I paint that shouldn't be a problem. Had to fill the neck in, stuff like that. So anyway, the video for that will be I'll have a separate video detailing how I actually construct both, but this is from one kit, so theoretically you should be able to get a whole Triceratops skeleton and a Triceratops. Okay, so for dimensions, let's use the Tricera. This guy is around 17 centimeters long. You can see that on the green mat, and around, what is that? Around 7 to 8 centimeters tall, and around 5 to 6 centimeters wide. So let's look at the kit itself. Let's put these guys over here. Make sure I don't damage them because they are. Well, that guy is done. That's on display on one of my shelves. The living Triceratops, of course. As you guys know, I play Warhammer 40,000 and I run Imperial Guard, and I have a Dino Riders Imperial Guard army. So he will be converted for that. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I will in the future. And still not sure what he's gonna be. Probably gonna be a Lehman Russ equivalent or something. He seems a little small for that, but that's okay. Anyway, okay, so here is the box. Okay, let's see how Bandai has packed this. So it's in 2 plastics and a manual. Okay, so look at the manual later. Let's be very careful with the plastics. What I've noticed about Bandai Plannosaurus is that they tend to fall from their kits, their sprues. This being the second Plannosaurus being made might make this a little bit more fragile, so we will see. Okay. Okay, so one plastic contains sprues C1, B1, and C2, and then the other one contains the longer one's main skeleton and the sticker kit. The stickers, of course, are for the colored crests, and the tongue and the eye. So we'll deal with these last. Okay, let's deal with these last. Okay, so first the manual. Yeah. Wait, this place is here. So that, oopsie. Place that there. Okay, manual first. So, Plannosaurus Triceratops number 2 to Triceratops. Really? It's C, right? I've always pronounced it Triceratops. Triceratops? Triceratopus. Topusu. Okay. Well, that's their pronunciation. Of course, Triceratops is one of the most popular dinosaurs. As a kid, this is one of the ones that you really learn about as a kid. It's a large ceratopsian. Lived during the Late Cretaceous, around 65 million years ago. So this is a guy that went toe-to-toe with Tyrannosaurus rex, and in fact is from the same area. I believe that would be the Hell Creek Formation in Montana, I think. Is that Montana? Wyoming? I'm not sure. I should brush up on my dinosaur lore. Okay, a large guy. 12 tons, 9 meters, reptilid, dinosauria, ornithischia, ceratopsia, and it says ceratopsidae right there. It should be, the family is ceratopsidae, not topidae. But anyway, it's a Bandai, they do Gunpla. This is like not really their wheelhouse. Anyway, so let's look at the manual. So first, there should be sprue A, sprue B1, B2, C1 is the base end. The base end parts. That is something I don't see in the later Plannosaurus. Usually in later Plannosaurus kits, the base is separate. In this case, it's a C1, and the base is along with the underside. So that's interesting. C2, and then the sticker sheet. Okay. Okay, so it's a fold out, typical. And the first view, the one side is the skeleton. How to assemble skeleton? Assemble skull, lower jaw, vertebral column, stick the ribs on, stick the pelvic girdle on. The pectoral girdle is molded onto the rib, so not separate. And then you put the legs on. Start by assembling skeleton parts. Large weapons for self-defense. Nose horn fossil replica. Yeah, these guys, that's why they're called Triceratops. They have 3-horned, supposedly face, but yeah, I guess 3-horned face. No, Triceratops. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so they have 2 large brow horns and a single shorter nose horn. Of course, the horns that you see on the skeleton are bone, and in real life, they would be covered by horn. So they would be longer, which is why the the living one is longer horns than the skeleton, of course, because those are bones and these are covered in horn. Okay. So, use large horns against their enemies. Yes, blah blah blah. Fossil found around the course of the horns, which were around covered with hard sheets, 1.2 times longer. Grooves or veins remain in frill fossils. Okay, it's cute little tidbits of info that are in the Plannosaurus manual, which is why after you assemble this, it's always nice to have the manuals around, maybe have them stuck onto a binder or something, because they're educational as well. The back of their hands faced outwards, and only 3 fingers support the weight of their bodies. They were really powerful, yeah. It's more modern assembly of their front limbs. They do not walk like this, they walk like that, which is something we've been finding more and more in dinosaurs as we know about them better over the years of knowing them. How many were there? Secrets of the teeth. A total of 400 to 800 sharp teeth, blah blah blah. That's a herbivore thing, and these guys are ceratopsians, so they are almost entirely herbivorous. So they evolved somewhere during the Cretaceous with Psittacosaurus and Leptoceratops at the early Cretaceous, all the way to the apex of the Ceratopsian lineage, which would be Triceratops and Protoceratops, at least in the the end Cretaceous. Okay, so the back part, okay, is colored, and this one of course has the how to make the body itself. Now you build the skeleton and you build the body, but as I've shown here, you don't actually need to do that, but that will be in a different video. Now there's a cute info sheet. Learn more here. There's a QR code if you guys want to look at that here. I hope that's clear enough. Okay, BandaiHobby.net. What magnificent frills. The frills had various features to protect themselves, to cool their bodies down, and to show their love for each other. And actually, that's ore. We actually aren't sure what the frills are for. Most likely, since they're bony, they did have a protection component to it. But of course, we only have their fossils, so we will never really know unless someone invents a time machine in the far future, or we manage to genetically engineer accurate ceratopsians and see what they use their frills for. Now, having said that, I am a bit disappointed that the sticker sheet, see here, only contains colored stickers for the crests on the back. So that's what those are supposed to be for. That's for the crests on the back. Okay. There is a long one over there, okay, and then those are the eyes. There, number 1 and number 2 are for the eyes. Number 3 is for the tongue, and then Triceratops, which you probably want to stick onto. I probably will do that. I'll stick it onto the onto my base. That's about it. But let's see. Where does the other sticker? There's a smaller sticker, but it does not look like it goes on the frill. No, it goes on the tail as well, because there are 2 tail parts. If you take a look, this longer sticker sticks onto the big part, and then the tail moves, and then the smaller part, that's where you stick the smaller part. So, as I was saying, knowing that they are claiming one of the hypotheses or theories behind the ceratopsian frills is that they use them for mating. Usually when reptiles and birds use things for mating, they are brightly colored. So I'm a bit disappointed that the frill is just in the olive green that they have. and not super colored. Many artists' renditions these days of ceratopsians paint some sort of funky, nice colored patterns on the frills. So if you guys are going to paint your Triceratops, the skin one of course, in which I suggest you should, you probably do want to paint some funky details here. Up to you. Either use your imagination or look online at the color patterns that existing birds, reptiles, and even mammals use, and maybe replicate those as well. Of course, look at artists' impressions and maybe copy those. Anyway, so there, you build the rest. The way they walk. They walk with an unusual posture where their insteps face downwards. That's like that. So they're walking like how you'd imagine. In 2001, fossil remains of a dinosaur closest to Triceratops ancestors found in China had traces of feathers. I guess that's why they started. I think that's Psittacosaurus, because they did find Psittacosaurus with impressions of feathers that are obviously not for flight. Psittacosaurus couldn't fly, but probably for display or something like that. There. And that is the manual. Okay, so let's go to the part. 15 minutes in, and now we're going to the sprues. Okay. So, no, let's do this first. Sprue A has the skeleton. Most of the skeleton. It's a little weirdly shaped because the skull is a bit deep and single bone, so the sprue is not super flat. There's a little part at the end that has depth to it. Okay, but that has the skull, ribs, pelvic girdle, the tail, vertebral column, and most of the legs. Actually, no, that is the entire skeleton. That is the entire skeleton. Even the horns are here. Horn 1, Horn 2, nose horn is already attached to the skull. That would be the lower jaw, if I'm right. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, but yeah, so Sprue A has the entire Triceratops skeleton. All the other sprues are just body, living flesh. So let's look at those. So Sprue B1. Sprue B1 differently colored because it has the horn, essentially the covered in horn part. So the beak ceratopsians are one of the dinosaur taxa that had the tips of their mouths end in a horny beak. Okay, so no teeth there, and that's probably for picking plants. These guys evolved to eat angiosperms, flowering plants, which evolved during the Cretaceous period, at the end of the late Jurassic, but mostly during the Cretaceous. So whereas previous dinosaur herbivorous dinosaurs, okay, like sauropods and stuff, didn't have beaks, these guys do. So they were probably evolved to eat something like that. Okay, so you have the beak there. I think that's the lower. No, that's the upper, and that's the lower beak. The horns come in halves because you fit them over the bones, and then that would be the nose horn, which you just fit over the nose bone. That's it, though. That's Sprue B1. Now, Sprue B2 actually has most of the body. The legs, or at least the rear legs, I think, are on another sprue. So the body, the frill, the sides of the face, front arms, and then I think these are shoulders and arms, upper arms. Yeah, that's Sprue B2. Sprue C1. So this is no, let's do C2 first. Sprue C2, there you go. Okay, has the thighs, the tail, and the hind legs. There. Triceratopsu Plannosaurus. Okay. Okay, and then lastly, this is interesting. Okay, because in later Plannosaurus kits, the base is on a separate sprue, has its own color, stuff like that. In this one, Sprues C1 includes the base. The base is... Wait. No, it just says here, Plannosaurus Triceratops. Yeah. Usually there's like Plannosaurus base 1, base 2, base 3. This does not have that. The base is part of C1 sprue for the Triceratops. I guess Bandai hadn't really figured that one out yet until after this kit. I think number 3. I believe number 3 is the Stegosaur, I think. Okay, so I think for starting from that kit, the base came on a separate sprue on its own. So that's this round part. Okay, I'll check the Tyrannosaur kit as well. Okay, because Tyrannosaurus Rex is Plannosaurus number 1. And yeah, maybe this is just something special for the Triceratops kit. But anyway, so the base is your standard 10 centimeters by 6 centimeter base. It has 9 holes in the middle, which you can put you can use to stabilize your dinosaur depending on if it has pegs. Some Plannosaurus kits have pegs in their feet or have stabilizing rods. This one I don't think does. The feet definitely do not. The legs I don't think do as well. I mean the bone legs do not have pegs as well. No, they do not. Okay. So in this case, the pegs are entirely, I guess, cosmetic right now, but you can probably figure out some way to use them. Okay. As for the rest of the sprue, the right half of the sprue has the lower jaw. No, the lower jaw, the palate, the upper jaw, okay, the neck, the tail, underneath the tail, and then underneath the dinosaur itself. And then that's it. And then that's all the sprues. So, how's it, guys? There you go. Okay, Mallrat hobbyists. That was the Plannosaurus, the Bandai Namco Plannosaurus number 2 Triceratops Kit. Okay. I probably should do this for the other Plannosaurs ones, and because it's really helpful that we have the actual kit, the finished kit, to compare the brand new out of the box kit. But anyway, Bandai Namco number 2 Plannosaurus Triceratops. There you go, guys. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider liking the video, sharing it with your circles, your toy dinosaur modeling circles. If you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel. Consider doing that. So, well, we have a lot of unboxings and reviews of these kits. You guys already know how this goes. So, you know how I go deep and detailed into the analysis of these kits. So it's not just unboxing, but we actually compare other kits, have some commentary, stuff like that. Maybe later on we'll have build videos as well. This is the OCM Hobbies channel where we do hobby stuff. Our main channel is over at the OC Mallrat, where we cover real life gaming events, toy conventions, even competitions featuring the models and stuff. Maybe we'll have some. Maybe we even have some museum walkarounds. Maybe we see some real dinosaur skeletons as well. Spoiler alert: we don't have any in the Philippines, but I don't know. You may have other stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my other videos. Mallrat out. OC Mallrat out. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you liked the video, hit that like button.
If you enjoy similar content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help us make more stuff, share the video with your friends and circles. Consider checking out our other channels. We have dedicated channels for hobbies, games, and other stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. OC Mallrat out.
So here's the thing. Yeah. So this guy was fun to build. I think he's fine. I already sealed him in with matte black. I'll probably put the Plannosaurus sticker in front. Unfortunately, I painted the rim of the base in black. So if I put this sticker on, I don't think it will show. Yeah, I don't think it'll show, so that's gonna be a problem. We'll see. Maybe I'll put the Japanese on or something. Hey, anyway, you guys can see. Here's what I do with this. I assemble them as if they're on display in a museum, and eventually I'm gonna have a museum diorama, maybe with modern people walking the halls and stuff, looking at the dinosaurs. These ones, of course, are gonna make their way. You will find them in my Imperial Guard army, my Warhammer 40,000 Imperial Guard army. Hey. And the reason why I have many of these is because, yes, I'm gonna feel them as Lehman Russes. Thanks for watching, guys.